In 2005, the world stepped through the wardrobe doors and entered the fantasy world that is Narnia. Well, now a new age has dawned and a new adventure beckons. The epic sequel to one of the biggest movies of all time, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, has finally arrived, and we're joining in the celebrations here at the UK's biggest ever film premiere. The movie's packed with eye-popping visual effects, magical characters and a heroic prince who holds the fate of a kingdom in his hands. It's time now to take a royal bow and herald the Chronicles of Narnia Prince Caspian premiere special. Prince Caspian is the second of C.S. Lewis's treasured chronicles to be brought to life by Oscar-winning director Andrew Adamson and his talented cast of young actors in a film that portrays a bigger, grittier and darker struggle of good versus evil.
You may find Narnia a more savage place than you remember.
We'll be catching all the red carpet antics right here at the O2 Arena as 10,000 excited Narnia fans get ready for their own fantasy adventure. And I'll be taking you on an exclusive journey to meet the stars of the film, including William Moseley, Skandar Keynes, Anna Popplewell, Georgie Henley and Liam Neeson. But first, let's meet the man who galloped out of nowhere to win the coveted title role, Prince Caspian himself, Ben Barnes. Ben, really nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
What did you think of this when you walked out the carpet?
Unbelievable. I had no expectations whatsoever. And I've only just noticed the carpet's green and not red. That's fantastic.
There's a little bit of red further on though, so don't feel like you're missing
just
out.
for the princes.
That's it.
It's amazing. You know, you've got the Telmarine soldiers on horseback and all these people who are so excited about seeing the film, and no one's more excited than me.
Your face is on all the posters, and the film has your character in the title, so it must be a pretty overwhelming experience for you at the moment.
When the producer first showed me the poster, I just thought, is that sensible? You know, nobody knows who I am. No one's going to come and see this if you do that. And he said, well, the film's called Prince Caspian. We've got to put a prince on the poster, but you know, it is surreal, but but it's also flattering, and you never get used to it. I don't think it's bizarre.
No, stop!
Prince Caspian?
Hi, King Peter.
I believe you called.
Well, yes, but I thought you'd be older.
Let's go to Prince Caspian. How does he fit into Narnia?
Well, it's 1,000 years later from The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, and the land has been overtaken by this race, the Telmarines, and my evil uncle has usurped the throne to all intents and purposes, and so I'm sort of chased out. As the rightful heir to the throne, I'm chased out when my uncle has a son. And so I have to kind of rally the Narnian creatures and call up the Pevensies from the first movie to fight against my own people.
Something pinched me!
Hey, stop pulling!
I'm not touching you! Would all of you just... What is that? Feels like magic! Quick, everyone hold hands.
I'm not holding your hand!
Luckily, Caspian's call is answered as the famous Pevensies are magically transported back to their former kingdom, only to discover that the golden age of Narnia has faded into legend. Their palace lies in ruins, Aslan's gone AWOL, and the White Witch has been replaced by an even more ruthless adversary. And then, of course, you have the relationship with Peter, because Peter's not necessarily that warm towards Caspian.
No, I mean, because the actors are older, I think they've necessarily had to age up the characters a little bit, but I think it works because Narnia does sort of represent, somebody's adolescence. And, so the rivalry, the sort of teenage bullishness that comes out in the boys, and, it's a mark of the frustration. That they both make mistakes. They're boys, they're trying to be good leaders and good men, but they're angry at themselves because they make mistakes.
Hey! I am not the one who abandoned Narnia.
You invaded Narnia. You have no more right to lead than Miraz does. You, him, your father. Narnia's better off like a lot of you.
Stop it!
Narnia Mania has landed with an army of fans arriving to walk down the green and red carpet on their way to creating cinematic history and a new record for the single largest audience ever to attend a film premiere in the UK. And the records don't stop there. The film will be watched on the largest screen constructed in Europe, measuring a whopping 91 by 38 feet. It's taken 10 days, 2 kilometres of barriers and 2,700 square metres of red carpet to create a world that beloved author C.S. Lewis would certainly be proud of. Everyone is arriving now. I'm now joined by Kirsty Alsop and by David Walliams, who obviously both huge Narnia fans.
A big fan, because it's, 2 years since the first one came out, so I'm really, really excited about this. It should be a great evening and the biggest UK premiere ever. That's a special thing to be a part of.
Maybe people don't know this actually, but you have a role in it. Tell us who you are.
In a way, it's the pivotal role of Bulgy Bear. I mean, it's weird in a way they didn't rename it Chronicles of Narnia, Bulgy Bear. They didn't get rid of this Prince Caspian guy. No, it's a very small part in the film, and it was just, for me, a couple of hours in a voiceover booth. So actually, this is the first time meeting the cast, which is very exciting. But it's brilliant to be part of something this big, you know, and obviously something I grew up with.
If you were in Narnia, do you think property would be, as worth as much as it is in London?
I think some of the things that are going on at the moment in Narnia might have a bit of a downturn on the property front.
What do you think of your UK premiere?
Incredible. You just get such a sense of scale, which I really feel is reflected in the film.
Absolutely, this film really does take it to the next level. It's on epic proportions, and why not have an epic premiere? We feel so honoured for this support, and I hope they actually like it.
Hi, King Peter. The Magnificent.
You probably could have left off the last bit.
This film, I absolutely loved it, and I loved the first one as well, but this one's a lot darker this time round. Do you think that's because you're all older, so you can take it more?
Well, I think dark is a difficult word to use. I'd say it's definitely more mature, this film. It's 1,300 years later, the characters are more complex, and it's kind of a more interesting story, I think. We've really adapted the book and kind of evolved on it, and we had a lot of the same crews come back, and they were sort of developing, and I think audiences are going to be kind of blown away by this Narnia. It's definitely not The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe 2, it's definitely Prince Caspian.
There is still time to surrender.
Or feel free.
How many more must die for the throne?
Just one.
There's some serious action this time round too. Did you enjoy that?
Will did, yes. He loves it. He would actually love to be a stunty inside. We all know. We all know he would love to.
Were you not jealous when he got to do this kind of duel?
He was so jealous. He was like, you had some good fights.
I did. It wasn't that bad. But no, on a duel, I was actually so ill that I was happy to let you go and do that.
You had such a hard time working one of the biggest films ever made. It was sort of like having a really rough time. I feel so sorry for you. Oh, how do you get through it?
I just got ill from all the work. Okay.
I'm now joined by Liam Neeson and his beautiful wife Natasha here. Nice to see you both.
Thanks, Jenny.
Great to be here. Now, I know that there have been a few premieres. How do you rate this one?
It's got to be one of the biggest I've been at.
It's overwhelming and exciting.
It's great to see this turnout. And to see so many kids too, because these books are beloved by generations of children and adults. It's very moving. It's very touching to be here.
I spoke to you earlier today, and when you speak, you just want to close your eyes and see the light. It's a soothing voice you have, you see.
No, I think it is. I think that's probably why they asked Liam to do it, because he has that combination of soothing and very powerful at the same time. So you don't know whether to be frightened of him or soothed by him. A bit of both.
See, you know more than us, you see. That's it.
I've heard him roar.
Time flies by in the magical world of Narnia, but do not fear. Our mystical kings and queens, masked human villains and talking animals will return as the world's favourite chronicles are set to continue right after this break.